Hi, Dawn back again. We're going to do a yummy chuck roast today. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is start browning our onions. So come on over here. Looks like about you can see me what I'm doing. So here I have my pan hot. I'm going to use my less expensive olive oil. The pan is hot. And I've already cut up 2 onions. I'm going to brown the onions. Okay, and while that's sitting, we're going to do our roast. Okay, so here is the roast, and these are huge, I know. And my dad knows this guy who does free-range beef, which is, oh my god. Okay, so here I have, just going to coat it with a little bit of olive oil. Basically, I'm just going to salt and pepper them. That's all I do. Because it's just, chuck roast is a tough meat, so the slower you cook it, the better. And we're going to brown it because browning seals in the juices. And you'll also notice I have this on a cutting board that I wash. I don't cut my meat or have raw meat on my cutting board that I do my vegetables or fruits on, because that's cross-contamination. And frankly, I just, you know, you're going to get pathogens in when people do any kind of processing. So you can't trust it. You got to be safe in your kitchen. Okay, so I'm going to wait for my onions to brown. And you notice, you know, I'm rubbing my food here. You know, something that I do is, you know, from your heart center, when really enjoy what you're doing, because when you're cooking, the cooking is like the heart of the home and the heart of you when you cook. So it's like from your heart center, you know, I allow that creativity to come to me. And as I'm cooking, I'm just thinking, I'm just loving what I'm doing. I love it. So it comes from your hands. Your hands are receptor and a giver of energy. Oh, no, I'm teasing. That's all I know. But the energy is coming through, and that love goes into the food. And when you go to a restaurant or go to fast food, that love's not there. But when you're doing it, that love's there. Remember that movie, like Water for Chocolate? I remember watching that when I was in my early 20s. And it's magic. It's like this guy fell in love with her because as she was preparing, she was thinking of, you know, making love to him. And that's exactly what happened. So in your food, put all that love in there, and you're nurturing your family on all these different levels. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you are feeding your family. Okay, so the onions are browning. Let me see. See, yummy, yummy. Now I'm going to add the, excuse me about the camera. I hope I'm totally getting everything in the picture. Because that, yeah, oh, very good. I have to learn the angle. Okay, so here's my onions. We just put those in at the end. And we're going to do some salt and pepper. And now we're going to, quick little stir, take the onions out, and then we're going to brown the beef. And because they're such big beefs, I'm going to only brown one at a time. Oh, this pan is heavy. See, you get a nice workout when you're cooking in the kitchen. This pan must weigh like 20 pounds. Yikes. Ay, yike. Okay, strong muscles. All right, a little bit of olive oil to brown my beef. And I'm just browning it. So I'm going to take one of these bad boys, put it in here. Because if I did them both together, browned it both together, it would get all watery and I wouldn't get my brown. It would just kind of steam in there. So I want to do them separately so they'll get nice and brown. Okay, so the beef is nice and brown. Let me show you. And you'll also notice in the pan all the, you know, black, and that is like the good stuff. That's what's going to give the good flavor to your, if you make gravy, that tastes yummy. Okay, so now I'm going to fit my 2 beefs in here. Any leftover juice that's slipped out, pour on there. Now I have my onions and garlic. I'm going to put that on top. Now, one of the things you could do is I could actually cook it on top of the stove really low. For about 2.5 hours, but I'm not. I'm going to bake it. And I'm in this Dutch oven. It's made of cast iron, so it actually gets hotter inside of the oven. So I'm going to bake this roast at 300 degrees for 3 hours. In 1.5 hours, I'm going to take it out and put in my carrots and onions. Okay, until then. Now we're going to put our carrots and potatoes in the roast. Ooh, look how yummy that looks. Doesn't that look super yummy? So, I'm going to add the carrots and potatoes. Just stuff them on in there like that. Yep. And we're just going to salt and pepper them and put them back in. So I use the Himalayan pink salt. We can talk about that too. It's so much better for you than sodium chloride table salt. Also, something else I wanted to talk to you about really quickly is meat. Let me put this back. Okay, that's going to cook another 1.5 hours, looking at the clock. So, something I wanted to talk to you about meat. Meat is not the problem. With our health, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. What the problem is doing sugar and flour. That's what elevates our blood sugars and can cause high cholesterol and high blood pressure. And I talk about that in my class, ABCs of Health. I only do red meat, so historically we've always done meat. Our ancestors have always done meat. And but in order to stay thin, you're not going to do red meat more than about 2 times a week because it is higher in fat content. But beef and chicken and fish are so full of nutrients. There's more nutrients found in meat. It's very condensed. Protein is very condensed, and it's such a condensed way to get it. Now, we only need 4 ounces at one time. Men only need 6 ounces. We don't digest and assimilate anything more than that. So what's wrong with meat is people eat way too much of it, and it causes toxicity in the body when we do too much. But we absolutely need complete protein on our diet. Everything's done. Here's what it looks like. The roast beef, yum-alicious, the carrots and potatoes. And then we can turn this into gravy if we want to, save it for broth, have it for soup. I personally just like it like that to put over the vegetables. Okay, until next time.